Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to do another life coaching wheel, and this time we're going to do it on finances. We're going to see where we spend our money. So you're going to you just got to draw a circle like this, and then draw a cross, and okay, that's a cross, and then an X. Sorry, I have the fan blowing. Draw an X, draw a cross, and you can add sections if you'd like. And then at the outer edge, you're going to add where you spend your money. Okay, obviously there's going to be certain types of bills that you're paying. It could be house, it could be vacation, it could be going out to eat, it could be video games, it could be going to baseball games, like what you normally would spend money on, right? Not like that once in a blue moon thing. Like every month, maybe monthly, on a monthly time basis, what are you spending your money on? Okay, and you just kind of fill in the blanks, and then you just kind of number 0 to 10, 0 being on the inside, 10 all the way to the outside. Okay, and so as you're doing this, and you can pause me at any time, and again, just write down what you spend your money on, all the different things. Like I said, you could do 2 wheels, 3 wheels. You could do like one for the different types of bills that you do. You could do another wheel for all the different types of leisures that you do. This is all like personal versus, I got to pay my gas, my water, my electric, or, however you want to do it. It's up to you. However you want to do this finance wheel, you could do more than one just to kind of see where you spend your money. And then after you've written down all the different areas of where you spend money, then you can see where you spend most of your money. You kind of get to see like, okay, on a monthly basis, I spend the most money on my mortgage, right? But then it's like, but then I also spend equally as much money as I don't know, shopping for clothes or, whatever it is. And you could just kind of just put down what you spend your money on and then just kind of rate it from 0 to 10 on how much you spend on each thing. And again, this could be like a circle of 20 things, or you could just do one for leisure, personal versus bills. However you want to do it. You could pause me at any time. Okay. And then when you're done doing that, we're going to start asking questions, okay? And really just looking at it and just seeing where you're spending your money. And the first question is, how do you feel about your finances as you look at your wheel? How do you feel? And just go ahead and write that down and go ahead and, pause me. Okay, and then the next question is, are there any surprises for you? Were there any surprises where you thought, I didn't even know I spent money on that? Like that wasn't even something I realized I even spent money on. And it was a high amount per month. Not every so often, but monthly. Like I pay a lot of money on apps, and I didn't know I paid that much money on apps or video games or whatever. Okay, and then you can also ask yourself, well, how much time do I currently spend in these areas? So let's just say, oh, I spend a lot of money on apps, but how much time do I actually spend on those apps, right? So I know that was one of my daughter's things. Like she pays these monthly subscriber fees, and she's like, Mom, I'm not even on them. I don't even like do anything with it, So it's like, how much time do you actually spend in these areas that you're spending all this money for, right? I mean, you could even apply this to your house, right? It's like, yeah, I pay all this money for my house, but I'm never home. I'm always out. I know I need a place to crash, but does it need to be such a big house? Am I ever really home? Yeah, so it's just like kind of, just seeing, right? Just how much time do you currently spend? Okay. Okay, and then the next question could be, how would you like to spend time in these areas, right? So let's just say you're like, oh gosh, I spend most of my time in my job at work, but yeah, I really would rather be spending time with my grandkids, or oh, I'd really, so it's like, how would you like to spend your time? So this is where you're spending money in these areas, and this is how much time you're spending in these areas. And now you got to ask yourself, well, how would you like to spend your time? So if you're paying a lot of money for video games, do you want to spend your time playing video games? Right? So, or I spend a lot of money on Mind Valley. That's just me. I spend a lot. So then I have to ask myself, well, how much time am I spending on Mind Valley? Is it worth the $500 a year subscriber fee? Am I spending a lot of time, or do I want to spend more time? Yeah. So it's just asking you asking yourself that question. Okay. And again, you can pause me at any time. So the next question would be, which one of your financial areas would you like to most improve? Meaning, maybe you'd like to cut the cost down, or maybe you'd like to spend more time doing it. Which category would you like to most improve? So for instance, I realized I was paying a lot of money for cable, but that wasn't really serving me. I was just getting stressed really watching what was on cable. So I just decided I'm just going to stop paying for cable. I guess, and it saved me money. And I find myself, I'd rather spend my money on buying a $10 boot camp on Prime, and that's what I'll spend my time doing at night. Or even a free DVD. It could be at the gym too, right? So let's say you spend a monthly fee at the gym. It's like, well, am I spending that much time there? Right? So which category would you most like to improve? Okay. And so let's just say there is some, so let's just say you are paying money for a gym or something like that. And so the next question is, how could you make space for these changes in your life? So let's say, oh yeah, I spent all this money on a gym, but I never go. So it's like, well, how could you make space? So ask yourself, well, how do I make space for that? How can I make more space on the things that I pay for that I actually want to be doing? Like I paid for it, I thought it would make me do it, but now I'm not doing it, but I'm invested in it. So how do I make space to make these changes? Okay, and when you're done with that one, the next question is, what help and support might you need from others to make these changes to be more satisfied with your life? Right? Especially when it comes to the gym. If you have kids, right? Well, what do you need? What kind of support do you need from what kind of support? Okay, and you can let me know when you're done. You can pause me. What change, the next question is, and what change do you want to make first out of all the different categories? What's like the top of the list? What change do you want to make first out of all the different categories? What's the first change? When you're done with that question, the next question is, what is the smallest step you could take to get started? What's the smallest step you could take? What's the next step? And when you're done with that, the last question is, if there was one key action that would begin to bring everything into balance, what would it be? There was one key action to help you with your finances, to bring everything into balance with your finances. What would it be? And again, as you're doing this, you're channeling your soul as you write. You'll notice that the more you write, the more your soul comes in and will start talking through you as you're writing. And you'll start to get ideas. I do hope you enjoyed that. I do have 2 more questions for you that I'd like to grab from the bag. This is my Twin Flame questionnaire bag. I really feel like these are very pertinent questions if you're on the Twin Flame journey. Everything pops up. Anything want to pop out? Yes. I'll do this one too. We'll see. Okay. All right. Here's a question. How are your shadows pushing you towards your soul? So when you start answering that, you're going to be surprised what comes out of your out of your pen and pencil. You always cry. How are your shadows pushing you towards your soul? That's the first question. Okay. Second question. What stabilizes you when you are knocked off your center? When you're knocked out of your center, what stabilizes you? It's good to know these things, right? It's good to have that awareness. So if you get knocked out of your center, you're like, okay, what's my toolbox? I know I could be centered. For me, it's releasing trapped emotions. When I get knocked off my center, it's my go-to. Some people tap. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll do like a crossing. I'll cross my energies, tap my energies, tap certain things. A lot of people do that. I'm more of a releasing of the governing meridian. If I'm feeling off balance or off center, and if I'm in public, because it looks kind of silly if I'm doing this in public, I also do it off my hand, where I'm like flicking off my tall man finger, where I'm just going like this. And I'm just saying, release trapped emotion of stress. Release trapped emotion of stress. I'll do that. I could do it underneath the table if I'm triggered. I'll even say it based on the person. Release a trapped emotion. I'll pick on my daughter. Release trapped emotion based on Jackie. Releasing trapped emotion based on Jackie. And that helps me to clear my head, and then I get a better perspective. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe that's, and that it really has to do with your shadows too when you do get triggered. So, but I'm not supposed to give you the answers on this. It's just, it's very interesting how shadows do push you toward your soul. You will find that is true. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this life coaching session. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.